beautiful viewers. Welcome to another edition of the Real Estate Clinic with GTES Holders, where we take the confusion out of real estate and give you the legit information on how to invest into real estate, protect your investment, and also thrive in your investment. And I'm not alone in the studio. I have with me two amazing persons, and I have Destiny Bassi here with me. Destiny, welcome.
Thank
and
you.
I have Samuel Ashamu.
Thank you for having me.
You're
Blessing
welcome, Samuel. So today, viewers, we're going to be discussing an interesting topic. We're going to be talking about key drivers of land acquisition. So, Mr. Samuel, can you tell us, or give us a general overview of what drives land acquisition?
Thank you very much, Blessing. Like I must say, this is a wonderful, section you have been here.
You're welcome.
Okay, so yes, the more informed you are really about some things, the better for you to navigate through life, really. So yes, there are a lot of key major factors, that are driving the value of land appreciation. There is a place of location. We'll look at infrastructure. What is even the economic growth in that region? What are the government policy, in that region? So the possibilities are actually endless. But one of the biggest factor will be location, right?
Yeah.
There is a whole real estate mantra that location, location, location. So location is everything, actually. Yes. So you see, why are people moving to Lagos, right? That is a location. So when we're talking about location now, we're talking about where is that property situated, right? So, areas that have proximity to economic hubs, that have proximity to social amenities like good schools, health centers, they see land appreciates faster, right? Areas that have good road network, okay, that is a location. The prices of that land appreciate faster. And how does this prices of land appreciate faster? People get to know about all this location, that there is a school in this location, there is an health center in this location, the road network in this location is good, even maybe the electricity in that location is good. And before you know it, people start trooping into that location, and as the population of people coming to that location increases, all things being equal, the price of that land there will also rise, and in a way that will drive the value of the property.
In fact, in my opinion, I feel like the entire idea of land appreciation is more of that land beginning to have value, and people beginning to see the reason why they should invest in
the location. There is a saying that find out where people are going and do what? Get there before they get there. And that was what Dangote actually did. Because he saw that Ibejulek is the next destination.
Exactly.
Is a new Lagos. Yeah. And he did what? He didn't run to the place before anybody did.
Immediately he got there. See what now happened.
Why is everybody going to Ibejulek now?
Is coming
because of the location.
You know what?
Yeah.
When you think about appreciation, it's a combination of everything good that happens to a particular area. Now, Dangote brought his property to that place. Next thing, Lekki Free Trade Zone. Next thing, road network. Next thing, you begin to see a lot of happening.
You're right. So, Destiny, I would like to ask you, what's your take on infrastructure, and how do you think infrastructure affects land acquisition?
Okay, basically the entire idea about infrastructure is just the ability or the possibility of good things coming into a particular location.
Absolutely, yeah.
Some of these things that happens in an environment include construction of good road network, railway station, airport. In fact, even availability of power supply is still part of infrastructure. But for us to understand this very well, we have to look at it from two dimensions. Infrastructure can come in through private developers or through government provision of this.
Absolutely.
Yes, exactly. When it comes to government policies or governments bringing in this constructional development or infrastructure. Let's take a look at Dubai. You know that if you were asked to go to Dubai 60 or 70 years ago, my sister, are you sure you'll go to a desert? We will not want to go to a desert because you see this is a wasteland. What are we doing there? But through the idea of one great man, we have the Dubai that we have today.
Absolutely, yes.
He put so much infrastructure, so much development into that piece of wasteland.
Yes.
And we now have the best of amenity. The entire number of people streaming to Dubai. In fact,
The
you cannot
inflows,
compare
yes.
any other part of the world.
I'm telling you,
So
yeah.
that's to show
And even with the fact that it's very sunny in Dubai, you understand?
you know what?
Yeah.
The more they bring in things,
Yes.
the more they attract more people. It's sunny, it's sunny. They invented a way of making it more humid for people.
You understand? Yes.
So you see, these are the infrastructure we are talking about. Now, what about private development?
Yes,
Bringing
yes.
things
In the region.
In the region, there are a lot of real estate companies that think of how they can bring in things to a particular place. Example, maybe that particular area does not have water, does not have light. They will not say, okay, let's bring in our property. Next thing you know, they will not flood that place.
Yes, absolutely.
Bring in high net worth individuals to that location.
Yes.
Next thing you know, people say, things are happening in this place. So
And you sorry to cut it, Destiny. And you know one thing again about this Dubai actually brought to light. I remembered taking a client to inspection, right? So when we actually going, it was my first experience going to that place. So maybe I should just digress a little. When you're taking your client to site, you really need to have been to that place yourself. If it is actually possible for you to go to that place before you taking your client, so that you know what to expect. So I've actually called, the company that I needed this property, and they said the property was actually sold out, and this client was ready to pay. You understand? So I was just like, okay, where do I get this property? I called some colleagues and they're like, okay, there is one at this so location. So we hit the ground running and we jump on the road. We started going, and I saw that the distance is very, very far.
So the location was really a prime location.
The location was actually is not really good, really. You understand? There is a distance. The distance is actually far. You understand? But when we were on the road, we started seeing a lot of amenities. Right? The Alara city, you understand? Before we know it, we saw the Lekki Fitness Zone. I was showing the person Dangote River, and like the person was like, this place is even looking more like habitable already.
So,
right?
Papa, what can you just show more light? Tell us, how does economic activity affect land price in the region?
Okay, yes. So economic activity. So when we're talking about economic activity, I think we're looking more at the growth of economy in that region, right? Okay, so economic activity will be that what is the economic growth we have in this region presently, and that way we're looking at the inflows of people into that location. Why are people even moving to the location? People are looking for job, but they are moving into that location because job is available in that location. Why does everyone want to come to Lagos, right? Because they believe that there is job for them in Lagos. There's something they could do to bring money to their table, right? The businesses in Lagos are actually expanding. So when you have all of this income to play, right, there will be high increase in demand for housing, because all of these people coming into the state need somewhere to stay, right?
Exactly.
And there will even be high in demand for commercial spaces. So all things being equal, the more we have people coming into this location, the population increases, they need where to stay. And all things being equal, when the demand is even going beyond the supply, the price goes up. So that in a way would drive the value of the property.
There's another thing. So when it comes to economic development,
yes,
we see that a lot of people are attracted to a particular axis that has a number of companies. Example, if you go to Ojo axis, if you see the number of companies, industries. You know that there is a number of workforce that are very much interested in moving towards that access.
Yes.
Then when you talk about the Lekki Free Trade Zone, people are moving there now because of all this development that they are seeing in that particular location. So economic growth is one of the key drivers of land appreciation.
Yes.
Definitely, when we talk about appreciation, land appreciation, is not just about the price of the land going up.
Yes, there are things that actually drive the value of that land. It's not like the bare land you bought sometime and like you just say, okay, because I think that's the major mistake many people make. They just feel like once they buy land, the land begins to appreciate and appreciate,
so in essence, infrastructure is one of the things that helps land.
Yes, and you cannot undermine the place of which draws people. That is a sequential there. Exactly, that is how it
works. And you
works.
know that once there is this demand for a particular property and the number of people that have need
increase, the price will go up automatic. you know like I was sorry Destiny to cut you now. I have a cousin, you know, he got transferred from Abuja to the workplace in Lagos, and the workplace in Lagos, he has to work in Ekpe, right? So he said he cannot be staying in Ekpe because Ekpe is not really habitable for him, you know, because of the kind of he actually stayed in Asoko Road, like you understand, Abuja. If you coming from that kind of locations to Ekpe, it might actually look, you know, not quick for you to adapt to. But he actually said, okay, he will need somewhere that is not far from Ekpe, but that you can still get, you know, good living life. So okay, fine. Then I called an agent that, I need like a 2-bedroom for this guy, because you know he actually has a girl, you know, so if he comes around, all of that, so just to make life comfortable for him. And this guy was like, okay, then he can consider Abijo, Awuya, and all of them. It's okay, so how much is the price of 2-bedroom? You'll be wild when these guys, I was like, Awuya, so like you don't know what you're talking about, like you don't know what is happening in that location now. So that is it. People are they've left all of Aja, they've left Abijo. Now the influence to Awuya now is on the increase, and that has actually increased the price of houses in Awuya.
Talking about government policies, so Destiny, I would like you to tell us what can government policies or regulation, what role does it really play in the land acquisition?
Okay, government generally they play a key role in driving the appreciation of land. Their policies are things we cannot run away from. Example, when a particular area begin to have more increased taxes, it can either choose to reduce the appreciation of that land or increase it. In the US now, Texas, their tax policy is now very favorable for companies. And you know, when it's favorable for companies, it now becomes favorable for people that would want to invest there. Definitely they will buy a land to build their company. So it has also impacted real estate. Then when it impacts real estate, it now drives the economy higher because it now brings people from different parts of the world to want to be in Texas. And the next thing you know, there's this boost economy that is happening within that axis. So you see, government policy goes a long way. Then when it comes to government policy, we had the announcement that there is going to be the international airport in how do they call it, in Ekpe axis.
Lekki.
When that happened, many people they started rushing to that axis. It's a government policy that have impacted that particular area now.
So in essence, you're saying good government policies.
Good government policies will impact it.
Yes.
Yeah, the good government policy that has the ability to make your investment. Why the bad government policy have the ability to mark your investment? So it was.
Take example of the demolitions that have been happening in some axes in Abuja. Now, people can along that, so some parts of Abuja, Apo axis and the rest, if you want to build a house, you have to check, double check. Even if you see your documents, you will still check again, because you don't want to make sure after you have finished building house, they don't even care if you are a millionaire or not, because we have been seeing things that are happening and people that it have affected, they will demolish your house. In Maryland too, the same thing. But one needs to take note of all these policies carefully in order for them not to become victims but to benefit from it. So you see it, when thinking about government policies, think about the ones that will benefit you, and also look at the ones that will not benefit, so that you will not go to where will now, instead of appreciating your property, it will decrease it. And people are afraid of buying land in certain places because of these government policies.
Yes, because some of these government policies, when you get the properties in some certain locations, you notice that in years to come,
yes,
the government will be like, okay, this area has been marked for road or something like that.
But I actually think that is one of the reasons that I actually celebrate this kind of section. Is actually fantastic, because people need to get informed about all of this thing.
Yeah.
We are so quick to blame government for many things when it comes to land investment. What about those people?
Some persons are not well informed.
Yes, you understand, because some people go about buying a government land that belongs to government already. There are some lands that have been earmarked for a school. There's some land that have been earmarked for health centers. So I believe that going forward on these shows, you want to enlighten people more on that. So now, because when the government talks about the place needs to be demolished, I don't know, people think that government is doing them bad, is doing them evil. But at the end of the day, it's actually for the good. There are some places, this is meant for coastal areas, right?
Yes.
And people go there, pushing the water, and they keep building.
And you know that it all fall under the umbrella of land zoning.
Yes.
So you see, this zoning is very important, because you might have your legitimate document for a particular property, but this property has been zoned for a specific use by the government. So you cannot bring up your own need above the master plan which the government already has.
Absolutely, yes.
So that's why we need to be very mindful of what government policies are, and how it can affect real estate and even the appreciation of a land in particular access.
You're right, it's true. So, Mr. Samuel, can you tell us what are the basic principles that affect land appreciation?
Okay, basic principles that affect land appreciation. One factor that a principle that can actually be undermined will be the law of demand and supply. Okay. Right? Because real estate also follows the law of demand and supply. So there are often times when there is a decrease in supply of land or property, right, followed by an increase in demand of that property. Automatically, all things being equal, ceteris paribus, right, as they say in economics, the price of that land tends to increase because you are asking for what is not really, that is limited in supply. Really, you understand?
Exactly.
It is limited in supply. The developer said, oh, this is an opportunity, right? Okay, what I have here is just 5 plots. And it's going for this so a month.
You don't have a choice.
You don't have a choice. These cars, you just want to jump on it. Let me be a part of these people that will take advantage of this location. So oftentimes, when we talk about law or law of demand and supply, right, even if the supply is limited, right, but the demand is increased, right, there's increase in the demand, the price will increase. Okay, a good example is Morocco years ago. That is a present Victoria Island, right? Right. That place was once a swampy area, right? I remember going to one of my clients' house last weekend. He actually stayed in the Chevron, right? And it was like, when he came into this location, you understand, it was all swampy area that snakes were literally coming, to that site. You understand? Many people shunned him, out of investing in that location. That was in 1987, I think. You understand? But now he said, if you want to get it, you know what you can get the property in that location also now. Now, why are people moving to that locations? Why is the price of that location high? It's because of the increase in the demand. Everyone wants to stay in VI. And there's no really readily available land in VI again, except for people that bought years ago that have been keeping, and they say, okay, now is that time I sell my property because it has appreciated, right?
Yeah.
So now when there is a rapid, appreciation in development, right?
Yes.
Okay, in development and infrastructure, in economic development, right? Even if the land in that location is limited, it's not that readily available, but there is increase in demand, the price of that land will automatically go up. So that is why I will advise people that, okay, you go more for land in places that have seen rapid development, right? Even if the cost of that land, even the price of that land is higher than what you can get in the rural area, right?
Okay, yeah.
Go for that land, okay? Even if it's limited, you see that there is even increase in demand because that land keep appreciating. It's not that the ones in rural area will not actually appreciate, but you cannot compare
You cannot compare.
Yes,
I would like to put in something there. You know that some persons may feel like, okay, these lands are far away. I want inside Banana Island. I want inside VI, but they fail to understand that once upon a time, Banana Island was a body of water.
It was a bush, yeah.
People will not believe what it is right
Absolutely.
now. In fact, Banana Island is one of the most expensive places to buy a property in Africa, even as compared to some other places in US and the rest.
US was once all those five locations. Yes, it was a bush.
That's the
understand?
Yeah, that's the
Even this studio we are standing right there was once a bush, but what actually made this place look beautiful now is the development. In fact, the last episode was a fantastic one. I saw it on Development Like. That was actually a fantastic show. Well done.
So infrastructure excellence helps no matter the location of that property.
Yes.
In years to come, as infrastructure development keeps coming in, maybe companies, maybe banks, there's places that banks are buying land.
Yes.
You see people rushing to that
there.
location, and it helps to develop that location.
Yes. Sorry, because before you go, you actually write about infrastructure actually matter.
Yes.
I always want to put to practical times, right? There was a time I took a client to see a property, and when we got there, the client was like, this far. I was like, ma, what is far about this location? He said, it's far. I said, okay, ma, think about it. If you were given a land in Dubai today, will you say it's fine? You might say, hey, boy, I said it's fine. See that? It's not. You see that this place is not a question of it's not a question of distance, right?
Yeah.
So infrastructure actually it cannot be underplayed the place of infrastructure, economic growth.
So what about natural and environmental factor? What role does it have to play in land appreciation?
Okay, in fact that one is like a gift from God to us. Because now there's nothing as beautiful as something you only need to beautify. You don't need to start from scratch. Have you seen a beautiful water body before? Then you see mountains, you see hills. When you go to Abuja, these are some of the fine things you get to see. And maybe along that airport road, you see people are investing around the axis because of the natural scenery. It's lovely.
Yes, absolutely.
Just like we have the Bar Beach, the Lagos Island.
Haven't you noticed that more of land that is selling around Bejuleki now are water, like they are land surrounded by water bodies?
You understand?
Yes. I heard about one that a beach front. Like the estate is a beachfront, you understand? Yes. So people want to take advantage of those.
Because we love nature.
Yes, absolutely.
And it gives this
I love views too. I love views. Imagine like I'm saying apartment. Yes.
And it also brings this ideal of luxury.
Absolutely.
And ambience of the night ambience altogether.
The very good example is Banana Island.
Yeah.
You see what they've made of Banana Island now, swampy area, right? But now we have houses on land and water bodies. Yeah.
So Samuel, what should investors be thinking about long-time investment when it comes to land appreciation?
Wow, fantastic. So I feel the one of the mistake many people make when they jump into investing in real estate is that they don't factor their objective of investment, right? So yes, so why am I buying this land? Am I buying this land because they are telling me that land will give you, like they always say it, we give you financial security, right? Then some people tell you that when you buy land, it can take care of you, your family, your generation yet unborn, not to the fourth generation.
It actually does.
It actually does, but then there are some things you need to consider, that this thing is not automatic. Exactly. It depends on the objective of that investment. So are you buying to hold, right? Or are you buying to live? Are you buying to build, like you want to build to get rental income, or you want to buy, to do short let? You understand? Or is it apartment you are buying? Because when you buy apartment, right, and you're flipping houses, you get a consistent inflow of revenue of income, right? But then when you're not looking at the factors that people should actually look out for when investing, okay, so that it will actually aid for appreciation in the land, you want to look out for the trends. What are the trends in real estate? Okay, where are people going to now, right? Okay. It's not every location that buy land. So you understand? Yes. So you might just want
that takes years.
Yeah. So it could just be that it is house that is doing fine in that location. Buy house and subject it to short lets, right? So there are a lot of factors. Look out for what is the economic development presently in that location, right? Okay, Lekki Fite Zone, Lekki Epe International Airport. What are even the other future benefits, economic benefit that is coming to that location? So you really need to think long term. That is a mistake many people make. They just want to buy that land and they feel that is once they buy that land, just like they tell them that in 1 year, 2 years, come and get 500%. And in the next 2 years, they see that nothing has actually happened to that location because you didn't look out for the infrastructure strategies that actually drive the value of your property. So I keep saying that is why you need a show like this, so that you can be informed. Stay good to this. This is a powerful, nice one you are doing here, honestly.
Thank you. Yes. Samuel, thank you, Destiny, for this wonderful.
Absolutely, I enjoyed my time here, honestly. Yes.
You're welcome. Yes. Thank you, viewers, for watching. So we'd like you to subscribe, we'd like you to like, we'd like you to share to your friends, share to your loved ones who are planning to invest into real estate. Let them know how land appreciates faster. Let them know what to look out for when buying a property. Yeah. Don't forget to watch out for our next episode on Real Estate Clinic with GTEX Holdings. We love you. Don't forget to share. Bye.
Bye.